Hey there, we have exciting news. Michael made his own course. So for years, people have been asking us, photographers from around the world, like, we need more second shooting content and we need it from Michael. And so he has created it, and I'm so excited. Why don't you tell me about it?
Yeah, so just a little bit about the course. We walk through a wedding day, what I'm thinking, what I'm processing. We talk through how to start up a second shooter business if you're doing this kind of as a side hustle or wanting to become a lead shooter yourself. What does that look like? How do you market yourself? How does pricing work? Things like that. We cover a lot of topics, and we're really excited to get this in the hand of photographers. So one of the things that's really unique about this course, I like to focus on and teach about the second shooter mindset and what you're thinking and processing throughout the day. And it's actually less about photography than you may think.
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna let you see a little bit into one of the bonus sections of the course where we do some Q&A from photographers who have asked us questions. We're gonna let you learn from that, but also we want you to get a feel for Michael's unique approach and mindset about being a second shooter that I think honestly allows us to thrive really well as a team and makes him more than just someone that provides extra pictures for me at the end of the day, but really allows me to do the job that I have to do really well.
So one question we received is, what is the biggest myth that second shooters believe? I'll take that one.
Okay.
Since I am the second shooter.
Yes. Why am I here?
Why are you here? You can scoot on out for a little bit.
Okay.
So a big myth that I think that second shooters believe would have to fall into the category of feeling the need that you need to be shooting all the time. We talked a lot in the course about the desire to make the lead shooter's job easier and being focused on what they may need or what the client may need, and not really feeling the need or the urge to always have your camera in your hand, always be shooting. Make sure that it is nearby and ready to go, that if the opportunity arises or there is a need for a specific moment that you have to capture as a second shooter, that you are ready for that. But being aware that you are able to assist and help out in other areas on the wedding day. So you have that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not shooting enough, or have I taken enough pictures? Let that go just a little bit. Know that there are key moments throughout the day that you need to capture, but know that there's also flexibility and checking in with the lead shooter, I would say, like, hey, I got this, this, and this. Is there anything else you're thinking of? Or, you know, we want to make sure we get a wide shot of the ceremony before people are there, a wide shot of the reception. Would you like me to do that, or do you have time to do that?
I think that what he said is so accurate, because if you are so focused on my job is to, it says second shooter, I got to shoot, shoot, shoot. The most, I think, frustrating moments for me, and quite honestly, he's great at this, so it doesn't happen often, but a very frustrating feeling as a main shooter is feeling like, I need help. Like, where is my help? Where is he? And
Michael!
And if someone...
Get the van! Stop taking pictures of the flowers.
Get the press pump. Poor Michael. During the seasons when I've been nursing, that has been an awful season for you.
It's so rough.
It's rough. But anyway, if he's not around, or if I had a second shooter that was so worried about, like, I've got to always be shooting, there's so many moments where I would need help and I wouldn't have the help I need, because their focus was not on helping me. It was on, I've just got to be constantly shooting. What's crazy about that is that not only is it a disservice in the moment, it's also a disservice later when I have thousands of photos that are literally exactly like mine, and I don't even need them. So another thing,
I can shoot less if that's...
It's fine. What? No, I don't need you to shoot less. I'm just saying you do a good job balancing the need, being available to help me, and recognizing if he can go make a run to the car or can go grab a battery that I left on the other side of the field, like, he is creating a better experience for our clients, for me, and for the end result. I need him to be aware that it's not just about shooting, which is the myth that I think a lot of people believe.
Another question, what is your favorite part of second shooting with Katelyn? That's a great question.
I can't wait to hear.
I would say, Ty and I have kind of talked about this some, that the role of second shooting, there is a lot less pressure. For me, being very personal and liking to get to meet new people and build relationships, that is a fun part of the wedding day. And I understand how stressful it is on Katelyn. And not that that is my favorite part of the day, that Katelyn has all the stress, but also that I get to support her in that, and then I get to assist in trying to make her life a little bit easier, also while using my gifts and abilities to build relationships and make people feel comfortable and to have fun on a wedding day. It really is just a cool job. People joke what we do, and I say, "Oh, we're wedding photographers," and they're like, "Oh, that sounds fun." I'm like, "It's a party every weekend, and it is."
What an Enneagram 7 way to view it for a job.
Yeah.
It's a party every
Katelyn's
weekend.
like, "It is not a party. We are working."
We are working.
So, yeah, I think that is what's most enjoyable. What's your favorite part about working with Michael?
I think
That wasn't on the list.
no, but
we're
I'd
gonna
love
add
to
it.
share. I think it's funny I'd think this way now, but like with so many kids, it does feel like a treat almost.
Oh, yeah.
to just, even though we're working, like our normal
Go to our
responsibilities.
party. Go to our party every weekend.
Yeah, we're going to our. Well, we are leaving the kids with babysitters, and yes, we're working, but there's elements of like I thought you were going to say leaving there's a relief at the end of the reception when we're packing up, we're getting in the car. It's done. We did a good job. There is a sense of accomplishment that I think we both feel. And I do feel, I get a sense from you, like, I think you love the excitement of showing people the images through the same day slideshow. I feel like you get really excited about that. Yeah. And I do too.
We fight over who gets to hand them the iPad.
Yeah. And so I feel like there's a shared enjoyment of being like, look what we did together, and these people are so happy with us, and like we did it again, like another happy family. Yeah. And I feel like we leave a wedding feeling that way, which is fun.
So a follow-up question to that: what is the most stressful part of the day? And I would have to say, I should have thought about this before I asked it. I don't know. I think those moments where it is key for me to get those shots, the first look kind of comes to mind because I am kind of sappy and I can easily get sucked into that emotion. If the groom is crying, and then the bride starts
You're
crying.
just
Like I'm just watching and like hearing them talk to each other, and I'm like, oh yeah, wait, like did I get a picture of her face? Yeah. Not normally, but again, it is this tension of like I really need to pay attention. I really need to capture good photos. There are things that Katelyn is expecting me to capture, and I would say the same for the ceremony as well. That like, some ceremonies can kind of run long, and you may zone out a little bit while the pastor or whoever is speaking, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, bam, bam. Oh, we're kissing. Like it's over. Like we got to be ready to go. And so, just trying to stay focused in that can be a little distracting for me. But that may be just a personal thing.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating though, because a lot of people would probably think like, oh, the family formals, like dealing with family formals. I feel like you love family formals.
Yeah, we talked about that in the course.
Michael loves, all the old ladies love him. All the old people like, here's my purse.
Yeah.
They just let that. Someone said once like, I want the guy with a nice smile to help me to my chair. I'm like, you're talking about my husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when you think about the day and there are like kind of ebbs and flows of like the intensity levels, I feel like what we do really well together, and it is because we're married, I think you can tell when that wave, that increase is coming, and you can tell that I'm going to need more help. And I feel like you thrive and do you use your servant mindedness, like your ability to show up is accentuated in the moments when I am most stressed.
Right.
And so you may not feel as stressed as I am, but you show up well in stress, and you always have, even just in life stuff. Like if a kid falls and busts their face, you would just.
I'm like, don't just scream. Oh no. Let's like.
Let's just calm down. You'll get the ice pack. We're gonna call Mimi. We're gonna take him to the ER. It's fine. We'll be fine.
Right.
You show up that way on a wedding day where I'm stressed or we don't have a lot of time. You're thinking of, I can do this, and this.
Right. How can I fix this?
Yes, and I think you get a lot of enjoyment. Your personality thrives knowing, not that you're like the savior of the moment, but you are fixing it and providing. I think what we
providing relief.
Yes, and what we don't do a great job of, or I don't do a great job of, is recognizing just how much relief that does provide for me in the midst of the chaos, because normally the chaos just leads to another responsibility. Like we get through portraits, sunset, we didn't miss it. Whew. Now we're going to do intros. He's already set up the flashes. That's amazing. Thank you. But I don't really get a chance to say thank you.
Right.
So thank you.
You're welcome. The last question we have, has Michael ever wanted to be a lead shooter? This one is short and sweet, and the answer is no.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, we've talked about, and Ty and I talked when we were filming this course, like, what would we do if Katelyn, had appendicitis on a wedding day and like had to go get her appendix out? Like, would I stay and first shoot the wedding? Or she's my wife, would I go to the hospital with her?
Would I leave her? She's in emergency surgery?
Yeah, it was fascinating. I'm like, I would definitely leave.
I would say, it's funny, as we were getting into this world of being a husband and wife team, I remember thinking, almost thinking, he has to love photography. This has to be his thing. Like, we're doing this together. And that is not true. Like, it's just not. You can provide a great service with a second shooter that is equally good at serving and shooting, or a person, you're in the role of you're great at second shooting. You get great stuff. You
Right.
know how to work a camera well. You even know how to see light well. You make good lighting choices. But you don't really care to come home with an epic shot.
Right.
Whereas some second shooters, that's the reason they second shoot. They
Sure.
want to capture amazing things and grow. And I feel like we've created a really great experience for our clients because that's not your passion. Your passion is more people and serving and showing up and having relationships. And I think we've realized that I was wrong when we first started. You don't have to love, you don't have to be, when we first started, we were spending a lot of time with Justin Morantz, for example. He started in photography. That was his passion from being a child. And you don't need to be like that in order to thrive. We just have a different dynamic, and it's worked really well.
So from the perspective of someone who is in that, I'm trying to gain experience, I want to become a lead shooter, what would you say to them that there is still the need and the desire to serve and assist, that is your main focus? Yes, you probably will get great shots from the day. Do you know what I'm saying?
That was
because it works for us because it's not my passion. I'm not trying to go off and do this on my own.
Right. That was my position as a second shooter before I really started shooting on my own. So if you are a second shooter that is longing to you desire to become a main shooter, and that's why you're getting second shooting experience, it's going to be really tempting to focus on what you are passionate about, which is getting those epic shots, finding that amazing light. My encouragement to you would be to try not to focus too much on the shooting, because while you do want to get epic things, you are going to miss out on the actual advantage of being a second shooter, which is learning the management of the day. How is the main shooter organizing and handling the day? What are the decisions being made? How are they showing up? And if you are just focused on oh, look at that light, you're going to miss out on that. And so I get it. Portfolio shots, that is why you're passionate about this. So it makes sense that you're drawn to that, but try not to let that overcome what your focus is as your second shooting. I struggled with that because I do love being a main shooter, and I did want to be a main shooter. And so when I photographed 3 weddings as a second shooter, I probably was not the best second shooter. I think I found myself oh shoot, I just started directing them, and that's not my role. And I remember being oh, let's stay here just a minute longer because I've tried to get that epic shot. And that was not my role as a second shooter. My dear friend Jessie, who let me shoot with her, I feel like I should go apologize. I'm so sorry. I was not the best second shooter. I really wasn't. So I'm speaking to myself here, recognizing getting experience with the flow of the day and the management of the day is what you cannot get sitting at home watching behind the scenes education All Access. You could learn about shooting and lighting decisions by watching me shoot and by taking your camera out and practicing in your yard or at a park. When you're second shooting, sure, practice, get the good shots, but don't miss the great value of watching the day unfold and how it's being handled and how you can serve. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And I just want to say that was actually the only part of the course that I was in, which is amazing. Michael really leads this entire resource, and he walks you through everything he has learned from a decade of being a second shooter. And so I think this is going to be incredibly valuable for anybody who is wanting to become a main shooter and need some second shooter experience to get their foot in the door. For partners, spouses that are just trying to support their significant other in their pursuit of their photography dream, or even for people who just want to always stay a second shooter as a way to get experience and just to have fun, do photography without the pressure. No matter what type of setup or situation you find yourself in, I just really think this resource has been a long time coming. It's something that we really should have done a long time ago. People have been asking for it for so long.
And I kept saying no.
Yes, and he finally said yes. So I think people are going to love this and really get a lot of confidence hearing from someone who is not in the main shooter role, and to have someone kind of walk them through the process of what it looks like to be a really great and valuable second shooter.
So I'm really proud of this course. I'm excited that it seems to be very digestible, that it's not overwhelming. Not that Katelyn's courses are too long, but
They're long.
20 plus hours of content. This is going to be something that is digestible, but will add high value to how you show up as a second shooter and the mindset that you take to a wedding day from now on. There's links in the description below so that you can learn more. If you have comments or questions, be sure to leave that in the comments section, and be sure to like and subscribe to be notified about future videos, and we'll talk to you later.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.